The pyramids, an unsolved mystery until now. The prevailing methodologies being used to explain them are inadequate. Our search for answers has been centered around the most simplistic of questions: who built them, when, how, and why. The few answers we do have, we most generally thought up ourselves, with little regard for facts. But no real harm done, except that someone is going to have to rewrite a few thousand history books. The proper questions: why are they exactly where they are, and designed the way they are? Ask these questions, and answers begin to flow. In order to read the pyramids, we must make an adjustment in our thinking. Once made, we achieve the fine-tuning necessary for the decoding process. That adjustment is our Greenwich prime meridian of 0-360 degrees longitude. That's our prime meridian, not theirs. Theirs was very clearly indicated by the Great Pyramid, some 31 degrees, 8 minutes, and 0.8 seconds to the east of Greenwich. This, of course, means that when reckoning the longitudes of their global matrix array, we must correct them to Giza. As for latitudes, they use the very same equator that we use. This global array that I referred to involves far more than just pyramids. For example, there were great geometric forms which were built up with nothing more than dirt, such as the Great Octagon at Newark, Ohio. And great earth circles, such as the fort about a mile to the southeast of the Octagon. And Germany's Golo circle near Bonn. And some circles were even built upward in the shape of hemispheres, such as Mexico's Quiquilco pyramid. That's what we call it anyway. The Aztecs called it Juliaco, and since they named it long before we did, that's the name I'll use for it. And finally, the best known of all prehistoric circles, England's Stonehenge. What do such ancient monuments mean? These artifacts can be read almost as easily as one reads a newspaper, only the writing is different. We are a purely literary culture. We live, think, and work by alphabets. The geomathematics of this ancient pyramid matrix system was arranged around the language of mathematics. It has only been our reluctance to admit to ourselves that ancient men knew mathematics that has ensured the silence of their monuments for so very long. Deciding to admit it to myself one day, and following through with it, these monuments began to speak. British archaeologists have verified that before Stonehenge fell into ruins, it comprised an outer circle of 60 stones, 30 lintels held aloft by 30 supporting stones. The inner display, in the shape of a horseshoe, had 5 lintels held aloft by 10 stones, 15. Let's take these one at a time. What do the 60 stones of the perimeter have to say? They are arranged in a perfect 360-degree circle. Did the builders reckon circles to have 360 degrees of arc like we do? Remember what I said about admitting that maybe they did? It's as easy as that. A 360-degree circle of 60 stones presents a simple mathematical equation. "60 times 360 is 21,600. Now, why did they wish to convey such a number? Did they? Or is this just idle speculation? They did. Because neatly hidden behind this number of 21,600 are three other numbers, 51, 10, and 42.352941. And when seen as 51 degrees, 10 minutes, and 42.35 seconds of latitude, we find that this is the dead center position of Stonehenge on our modern maps. Examine what is shown. Count the numbers shown and multiply. And Stonehenge, in absolute silence, explains to anyone precisely where it is. With this discovery now affirmed, we know that they used our present-day 360-degree system when working with circles. Another well-known system used today is the base 10 system. 10 cents is a dime, 10 dimes is a dollar, and so on. Did they also have a base 10 system? All we have to do is ask. But we must use their language to ask such questions, or we get no answers. Stonehenge has already shown us this number 21,600 in its actual latitude north of the equator, a single number which encodes 51 degrees, 10 minutes, 42.35 seconds. Let's call 21,600 its grid latitude. Now, if they wish to explain a base 10 system to us, all they'd have to have done is to build other circles at grid latitudes or longitudes of 2,160 or 216,000. The stonework at Stonehenge is what archaeologists call the Phase 3 construction. It dates to 1,750 years before Christ. The first phase, dating 1,000 years earlier, was a simple circular earthworks with a diameter of roughly 228 feet. It looks rather blank without the stones, doesn't it? Yet even this construction was important because the ancients built analogues to it everywhere. At least two of them right here in North America, at Newark, Ohio. Almost a carbon copy, isn't it? Except this one has a diameter of 1,056 feet, 1/5 of a mile. Its original name lost in time, we call it a fort, built by the Hopewell Indians. But that defies logic. Indians never built forts, they attacked them. Obtain a U.S. Geological Survey map for Newark, lay out a grid, and anyone can find that the fort centers itself at precisely 40 degrees, 02 minutes, and 27.00 seconds north latitude. And these figures multiply to exactly 2,160, which is 1/10 of the 21,600 grid latitude of Stonehenge.